Hello, welcome to Anita the Pedagogue channel. Today we continue with our literature analysis. For today we are going to discuss the poem Ozymandias by Percy Bysshe Shelley. What does this poem have for us today? The poem Ozymandias is a 14-line poem and it has a regular pattern in that it has end rhymes, and the end rhymes gives us a rhyme scheme of AB, AB, AC, DC, ED, EF, EF. Even though for the end rhymes for line 2 and line 4, that is tone and frown, do not really rhyme well, we will still consider them as rhymes because of how regular and how the rest of the end rhymes are perfect. Again, this poem is written in iambic pentameter, so each line has 5 sets of 2 beats. The first is unstressed and the second is stressed. So we have I, which is unstressed, met, which is stressed, unstressed, traveler, from, an, land. So we say it is iambic pentameter. Again, right, looking at the title Ozymandias, we realize that it is an allusion to an ancient Egyptian pharaoh who was nicknamed Ozymandias. Again, this poem is written in the first person narrative point of view. The poem is like a prose or a story that is recounted. Again, this poem is rich in literary devices such as enjambments, the lines run on, there's personification, and it also has some irony and some other literary devices. But now we would like to move on and look at the title Ozymandias. Now, as I said, the title is an allusion to an Egyptian pharaoh, and if you look at the title, it's made of about 4 syllables, Ozymandias, and this can suggest to us that a poem is going to be about something complex or tackle a very crucial issue. And of course, it's going to chronicle or tell us about the ancient king Ozymandias. We'll now move on to a summary and analysis of the lines of the poem. Let's begin with lines 1 to 4. I met a traveler from an antique land who said 2 vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand half sunk, a shattered visage lies whose frown. And this already, the poem already begins with a narrative with a speaker whose identity is not revealed. He recounts his experience with a traveler from an antique or historical or ancient land. The traveler describes the remains of a statue in a desert, implying a barren land. The traveler mentions 2 vast and trunkless legs of stone. Now, this imagery shows that a statue is being described, and the statue described is broken. It is intriguing because statues are usually erected for prominent people and for symbolic and historical reasons. Let's move on to lines, a continuation. Metaphorically, this statue refers to the remains of a prominent person who we will come to know is Ozymandias, an ancient Egyptian king. The traveler gives further details of the shattered statue. It is half sunk in the desert sand, and its broken face or head reveals a frown. Now, the use of the phrases whose frown, wrinkled lip, and sneer of command by the speaker convey the king's attitude, which we can describe as arrogance and pride, as right away when you read the poem, it creates an unfriendly and fearful imagery of this ancient king. Let's move on to lines 5 to 8. The descriptions given by the speaker, which suggest he was a stern or wicked king, are what informed the sculptor or artist to carve him with a frowned face and wrinkled lips and sneer or scornful look. This shows how art communicates and reveals history long after it's gone, projecting the themes of art here. Now, in line 7, the speaker suggests the cruel treatment the subjects of the king received. And so he stamped on these lifeless things. Lifeless things could represent his subjects and empire, which are all a desert now do. In the line 8, the speaker uses synecdoche to imply the king's hand mocked and his heart fed them, indicating his harsh rule and leadership or rule of his kingdom. Let's move on to lines 9 to 12. An inscription on the pedestal boasts of Ozymandias' greatness, declaring, "My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair." However, around the statue lies nothing but sand and desolation, reinforcing the message of this poem that all human achievements will eventually fade into vanity. In addition, the use of a desert setting symbolizes the isolation and desolation that follows the fall of greatness, emphasizing that nature will ultimately reclaim what humanity builds. Let's move on to lines 13 to 14. Here, the use of powerful alliterations and adjectives that create rhythm in the phrases colossal wreck, boundless and bare, lone and level sand. These phrases further describe the remains of Ozymandias' achievement. Again, the lone and level sands stretching far away symbolizes the vastness of time and the futility of human ambition. As time goes on, the achievements people have begin to also kind of crumble. Yes, they do not go into time. Each time has its own civilization. Don't forget to hit the like button, share, comment, and subscribe. Let's move on to the language and style. We'll focus on the literary devices here. So there's been the use of ellipsis. I'll also say caesura because of the pause we see in line 3. So stand in the desert, near them on the sand. So the whole poem is enjambed. The lines run on, but here there is a pause to vividly describe how the works of Ozymandias has become nothing. Again, there is the use of alliteration, and this creates some sound as it also further describes the desert, what has become of Ozymandias' achievements. Stone and sand in the desert, lone and level sand stretch, boundless and bare. And here in line 5, code command describes his attitude as a king. There's also the use of synecdoche in line 8, where hand is used to represent the king, and that he mocked them, and the heart that fed. So here, heart is representing what he did, he as a person. That's why it is synecdoche. There's also the use of personification in these same lines, because the hand has been given a human attribute and also the heart as well. There's also the use of irony. It is ironic for the pedestal to say, "Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair." And then nothing beside remains, rounded key. It's ironic that as at that time there is nothing to look on. Again, as previously mentioned, yes, there is also allusion. The poem is an allusion because it recounts or describes Ozymandias, the ancient king of Egypt, and throughout the poem we see enjambment. Also, we can talk about metaphor, the sneer of cold command. The sneer of cold command talks about his stern rule or his oppressive leadership, so to say. Don't forget to hit the like button, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more. There are more analysis on poetry from Songs of Ourselves, Volume 1, Part 4. And so kindly check the playlist for more contents like this. You can also put any poem that you want me to analyze in the comments, and I'll surely take a look at it and get it done. Until I come your way again, keep learning and be the best version of yourself.